and welcome to Hold on. I'm in the house. Hello, and welcome to GoldenPiDgeon Gaming. My name is Trailer Stott, and we're here with the Trajikast podcast. I've been doing this a lot lately. Strangely enough, you think that, I think I've said that before, but that with all this time that everybody's having, you think everybody putting out more content than you think I would. Yeah, I have said that before. Yeah, it tells you how not often I've done this. But yet and still, you saw me with the mask. Custom mask, didn't make it myself. Actually, very expensive mask. I'm not gonna tell you how much. It was way more than what I should have paid for it, but it's just something that I wanted to do. If you don't know, although it's desaturated, I have to say, this is supposed to be red, black, and green, the African American flag. Tend to put that on everything nowadays. But tend to put that on everything nowadays. So I decided to put it on the mask that I'm going to be wearing around. Actually, this is not the mask. This is a fresh one that I use just for the beginning of this podcast. So what's been going on? I know a lot of people. What you should know is that I'm from Florida. So we are one of the first states that the governor has given out a order to. Some things can open up. Strangely enough, not in our area. I'm in Riviera Beach, and Palm Beach County is one of the places that it has not opened up. Has not opened up, which is a good thing. Well, technically opened up. The beaches are not open, and all the other things are not open. Everything that was open before, still open, just nothing new. What does that mean? You think that we will be safe, but that just means that everyone that is here in Palm Beach County and all the other counties that have not been opened up, they're just gonna go to those places, you know, supposedly practice social distancing on a beach. A beach. How that's gonna happen, I do not know. That is just gonna be one of the oddest things to hear, but luckily I don't go out that often. Went to the grocery store this week. This past week, I have gone to. I need to go back to the liquor store. Strangely enough, you think 5 bottles of liquor would last you a while, and I think it only lasts me about 2 weeks. Just one of the strange things. But having enough food, I don't have to go get any food the next 2 weeks, because usually I go grocery shopping every week. That's just what it was regularly. But since this has been going on, I'm going once every 2 weeks, and I think this is the third time, so it's been several weeks. Like I don't even know like what's going on, because even before social distancing, everybody's saying that we should social distance. I didn't go out that much, so there's not that much. It's just that much I've been going out. I've been actually going out less, so I'm actually kind of on schedule, and some of the things that was on schedule kind of messed me up. Laundromat. People don't think about that. I don't think people have. I know a lot of people probably have washing machines and dryers in their house. I don't. I don't have a washer dryer in the house here where I stay at, so I have to go out. The problem is I tried going last week. Tried going out. Wasn't happening. Went to the laundromat, drove up to the place. That day it was raining, which you think it would be a day when it's raining, people would not go out. So, and usually when I go there, I go early. It opens up at 7 o'clock. I go try to be there at 7 o'clock. Most time I get there at 7:10, 7:15. Doesn't really matter. I get there early. And at those times, not a lot of people there. So come my surprise, I drive up there 7 o'clock thinking that no one would be there. I'll be there by myself, and wouldn't be that much of a difference. Wouldn't be that much of a change of what I usually do. The whole place is packed. I didn't even go inside. Because where I go, there like 4 tables inside, and Yeah, there's 4 tables inside. Not 6 feet apart. They're like, the tables are probably like 3 feet apart. Not a big thing. But there's 4 seats on each one, so you can be 6 feet from somebody else sitting down on each table. It can be set up that way. But all I saw were, didn't see anybody at the table because I couldn't see past the 4 people sitting in the window. I'm looking up, there's 4 people sitting in the window, light in front of them, so I can see them clearly. You know, it's dark outside and I can see them absolutely clearly, and I'm like, no, this is not happening. I'll just have to find something to do. I'll have to buy underwear, you know, because this just was not happening. So that was a decision that I made, and I finally went this week. And I just dropped it off. I'm like, you know what? I need my clothes washed, and I'm just gonna go ahead and drop them off. I ended up dropping them off. Strangely enough, didn't cost that much difference from what I usually take, and the only reason I said it is because it's a pretty expensive thing to go wash, especially when you don't have yours. Getting I guess a $300 washing machine or dryer. I have no idea how much a washer and dryer costs, but getting still, you know, I know that it takes a chunk of change to use a washer and dryer that I use, so it wasn't that big of a hit. It wasn't that big. I didn't see it as that big of a hit. I kind of see it as a middle class privilege. Middle class privilege because I'm slightly middle class. Not because of YouTube. I haven't gotten that gear yet. So drop the clothes off, pick them up, fine. You know, then kept social distancing. It's fine. It's nice to have those things. The worker that worked there, they probably didn't social well. I would say that it did social distancing. It's just that, you know, they are interacting with a lot. I don't know if a lot more people using a drop-off service, you know, because usually I wouldn't have to interact with anybody if I went and did my own laundry on a regular time. I think the only time I would have to interact with anybody trying to slide by somebody to get through the aisle to get to my my washing machine, that's probably the only time. So that's a nice place, but only still. But I decided to just use the drop-off service and be like, forget it. Had drop-off service when I was in college, strangely enough. Used that pretty often, but you know, I think I used that my first 2 years while I was in school. Delta State, go Okra. I used that, and I used that for a couple of years. You know, fine, you can use that for your better stuff, but me, I've always been a t-shirt and jeans guy. I've recently been going through a bunch of pictures, because I've cleaned up today that I'm recording this, I cleaned up my room somewhat, and I just end up moving a lot of stuff out of the corner. I don't know, I might even end up filming over there when I get a minute, if I decide to switch everything around, because I'm getting a little bit more room. The question is, what do I do with the room that I've gotten? So that's going to be a decision I'm going to make soon, to figure out if I'm going to, you know, move the entire setup around again, because the corner is clear. The corner is pretty much clear. I have a little bit more room. Stuff has been thrown out. Yeah, stuff has been thrown out. So I was going to go into diatribe about some pictures that I found. And I look so freaking young. I did not know I looked that fucking young. I mean, I was a baby. This is like high school and college pictures. I look so much like a baby. Crying shame, but now I'm this old man now. 1 foot in the fucking grave. Sad, I know. Sad, I know. But getting still. But it's just, wow, those was a lot of days. Bringing it back around the alcohol. There was a lot of alcohol back in those days too, you know. Being broke. Getting that 32 from the stove. Yeah. And that was before I hit 21. Yeah. The things that you miss and the things that you remember, if you can. Yeah, luckily, don't have an alcohol problem now. Yeah. No alcohol problem. Thank goodness. But yet and still, that's one thing I did do. I mentioned that I cleaned up the corner of my room, not office, not half an office, not yet. I posted the picture up to give me motivation because people are gonna ask, did you clean it up? Did you clean it up? If you have a bad picture up, they're gonna ask, did you clean it up? Did you actually do something? You put it up there saying you're gonna clean it up, did you do it? And that's what I use as motivation, you know. Just an old school thing, pre-quarantine, to make myself responsible in cleaning up my room a little bit. And I have a little bit of ways to go. I have like 4 projects going on at the same time. I have a little bit of woodwork that I was working on last week. No, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, working on woodwork. Working on that. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw it, the table that I'm working on. Just got to put a top coat on it, and that's done. But really, it's just an experiment for the big boy, because like I said, I got these 2 tables that I need to rearrange in some kind of way that I can, you know, use this room a little bit better. Oh, wait a minute. My lights. Lights dead? Oh, there we go. Lights for the background. Forgot those. It is when I said fix everything. Realized my lights were on behind me. Not an intro thing, but just something to fill the background. And if I ever get more room, excuse me, if I ever get more room, then you know this can be a little bit more lit. As far as lit with a light, not good. But that's, I don't know, that's more of an update to what's going on during coronavirus than an actual podcast. But, you know, just I know that a lot of you are worried about a lot of people that's going on out there. You know, a lot of people that's going on, and a lot of people, when they're not posting or saying anything or doing anything, it's like, okay, how are they dealing with it? I'm dealing with it somewhat okay. Just, I don't know. This is actually probably a good thing. I know it's weird to say that, but there's not that much assholery up until last week. There hasn't been that much assholery around. Yeah, one dude ended up getting shot by the cops. How that happened during quarantine, I don't know. People are getting upset and they want to go outside, so they go outside and they go to the Capitol to protest. They want to go outside. You have people who are upset that businesses are not up. You'll be all right. You're not starving. I know that some people say that the United States is on the verge of being a third world country, but none of us is starving. You know, there's people out there who've known hunger, and this is absolutely nothing. You know, nobody's struggling. You can go get food. You may not get in the way that you're used to. I mean, all the things that you thought was important are not important. I mean, there's a virus going around here making people sick and causing them to die. And all you have to do is let it run its course. Let it run its course. And once people stop being sick, everything can open back up and we can get back to a somewhat normal life. But people don't want that. They want everything else to go right around them. That's not how it works. I mean, people didn't learn in biology what a virus is. It will go where it can go. And if it can go on you, it's going to go on you, in you. And, well, I don't think with this out of you. I haven't heard anything about vomiting or diarrhea. Just more coughing and sneezing. But I don't know. I don't even know if I can get into all of it. It's just silly to me. It's just silly to me that you don't have people, working for you, but you always want the government out so you can be by yourself. That's a good thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I got another controversial thing that I'm going to talk about, but I need way more evidence to talk about it, and I will not be liked when I talk about this. That's for sure. That's for sure. But the coronavirus thing is affecting people in strange ways. Hopefully, I wish we could say we can come out better at the end, but I don't think we were good going into it. It's just making. They always say tough times show people who you really are, and it's like we don't have other people. Like, why do you care if you're at home with just your family? They're not used to you not being with gray hair. Like, I let my gray hair grow out. I haven't trimmed or done anything. In fact, I haven't gotten a haircut. I haven't gotten a haircut at all. I haven't trimmed anything, my beard, since all this started. I wasn't doing it beforehand anyway. I wasn't, trimming my beard like on a regular basis anyway. It took months and months and months for me to say, let me trim this up a little bit. And even then, I made it an event. I trim myself. I don't go anywhere to do it. I have my own clippers. So I'll just, myself, I'll go rent a hotel, leave the house. Just get up, get out of the house, go get a hotel, put the air conditioner on blast, and go to a hotel, trim up, leave the hotel, and come on home. Well, not that day, but the next day. I sleep in the bed. That's what I do. You gotta sleep in the bed to use the hotel. I don't do hotels by the hour. Haven't had the need to, but maybe in another 10 years, we'll see. But all is still, it's this whole coronavirus thing is strange. That's like the only thing that's really affecting me, I guess, because hotels are not really taking reservations right now. Because what if somebody with coronavirus goes to a hotel? Are you really that sure that everybody's gonna clean up after you? People think hotels are just like mommy's away and the children get to play. Like, nah. You never want to sleep in a wet spot in a hotel room. That's the worst, unless that's your kink. But that's one thing that I have not done, to shave, and it's getting close to that time to shave. You can't be that hard because this hair's out here, and I got to do something with it, just to trim it down and make it manageable. Because when you start eating on your mustache, it's a little bit too far out there. So that's the only discomfort that I've gotten out of coronavirus. I haven't gotten sick, luckily. I'm not saying I have a good, strong constitutional, because definitely this is not like the flu. You don't catch it and you be all right. Of course, there are people who are asymptomatic from this, asymptomatic from the coronavirus. I think it's just kind of like a more widespread cancer to really think about it, because the people who take this seriously, the people who are taking this seriously, they may struggle a little bit on like small terms and things like that. They may not be able just to get around. But people who have been affected by this, they are like strict by the line. Like hypochondriacs, they are the people that we should be going to figure out what to do. Hypochondriacs are the people that should be leading us right now. We have a disease out there, and it is not a disease, a virus out there affecting people, and we have to wash, scrub everything that we have, and every damn less than 15 minutes, you know, we gotta wash down. I'm lucky being in the house by myself, and well, I have my best friend here, but you know, still I'm in my room. Nobody else comes in my room, so nothing can get infected unless I infect it. So once I get sick, everything has to get rubbed down. And nobody where I work at, and you know, my friend hasn't gotten sick, so we're fine for now. We just gotta, you know, be careful of the places that we interact with, just in case one of us does get sick. And when one of us gets sick, that's essentially both of us, because who's gonna really believe that one person in a household is sick and nobody else is sick? You know, you can quarantine all you want, but you can't quarantine in an apartment. You know, not happening. Not happening. But we're all trying to get through this the best that we can. I know that we've talked about this before, but getting still. It's probably going to be talked about for a while, and there's going to be ramifications of the stuff that we have done. So once that comes up, we'll talk about it then. But this is going to be a thing for a while if this has not been a thing already. That's for sure. But just remember, take care of yourself, wash your hands. And until this is going to be the end of the Trajikast podcast here on GoldenPiDgeon Gaming, my name is Trajikast. Thank you for coming out, and until next time, thank you.